Everybody in Ireland are losing their minds and getting pissed off because of the terrible Irish government is destroying the country. Today we have a video from John McGuirk, the CEO, the leader of Gripped Media, a more conservative, more right-leaning, of course the correct-leaning media platform, the only non-biased great media platform in Ireland that I actually listen to. This one's crazy. Let's listen to what he says.
He's portraying her as insane. And it's not only insane. And this is what really pisses me off. These people take the moral high ground, Sarah, and they are deeply immoral. I'm sorry, it is immoral when your country has people in it who can't afford their own electricity bill, which in the Western world, okay, maybe electricity is a luxury in the Horn of Africa. Yep. I take that point. We're lucky to have it at all. I get that. But in the Western world, it's a functional necessity to exist. And we've got families in this country who can't afford it. We've got parents who need to send their kids to school who cannot send their kids to school. We've got people out there who can't get homes, and you've got agencies of the state proposing to knock them down. And you're spending your fucking time talking to Agnes Callamard of Amnesty International about third world human rights issues around the world. Do your jobs.
I love that, guys. You know, they're not focusing on the correct stuff, guys. When electricity is being flipping rationed, there's no houses. You know, now everybody is like getting a house from the state. There's no actual private homes anymore. We've basically devolved into socialism. We've basically devolved into communism. You know, there's nobody buying houses anymore. You know, kids can't go to schools anymore because it's everyone's so flipping destitute, poor. It's crazy. And then they're talking about stuff that doesn't even matter. LG rights, all this nonsense. Bro, we need to focus on actually the country, you know, not other countries, third world countries. I don't care about any other country in the world apart from Ireland. This is insanity, guys.
Like, this is what people talk to me when I talk about the Occupied Territories Bill and the waste of time of all that is. People get annoyed and say I'm pro-Israeli. No, I'm pro-Irish. I want a country that's politicians actually focus on the problems in this country. Do the things that they were elected to do. Make people's lives better. And what do we...
Exactly. You know, we're too busy focusing on the countries in the Middle East. We're focused on flipping third world countries, bringing people here, the EU, the UN, or human trafficking people. I mean, it's just clueless activity. We should be focusing on our own country, helping the people in our own country. You know, putting Ireland first. My whole videos that I always put out, Ireland first. Whatever happened to that, guys? Now it's like every country and every other nation and every other foreigner before Irish people. That should never be the case.
We get a pair of fucking prancing pricks. I'm actually losing my temper in a way I never should on this podcast. Going around the world trying to augment their books and be an audition for a Nobel Peace Prize that is never going to come because the rest of the world can see through their bullshit. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to let you talk because I apologize to listeners who are offended by bad language.
Don't worry, John. I'm not offended by bad language. Matter of fact, I get fired up by it because we need to get fired up as a society, as a people that are seeing the corruption, seeing the bullshit, guys, and not doing anything about it. Of course, we can vote, but when you get fired up, and I love to see the passion, you can show to the people of Ireland that there's another way, guys. There's another way to voting in a different government, guys. We don't have to just listen to the same prancing pricks, as he beautifully and delicately called them. All right, perfect, guys. That was a perfect saying.
I don't normally get angry in this podcast, and I didn't mean to get angry when I was doing that. But as I started talking about it, genuinely the mercury started rising. So I'll just calm down and let you talk.
Yeah, I mean, pretty self-explanatory, guys. I mean, it's crazy. We have a guy here, you know, then the next video talking about Paul Murphy talking about far-right agitators spreading lies. They claimed that an iPass center proposed for Kingswood, which I'm opposing. A lie, pure and simple. There's no proposal for this house to be turned into an iPass center. You know, this is the craziness, guys. So now we have guys like Paul Murphy who should be focusing on the case at hand. Instead, he's battling people on the internet. Now, of course, like I said, I put up a video of this yesterday, and he's saying that it was wrong, all right? But I still think that this guy doesn't care about the Irish people, you know, and he only cares about his rich other Irish friends. He doesn't really care about anyone coming in. And these people that act like they love every nationality in the world, they have no friends or no associates that are a different nationality. They have nobody that's less than flipping upper middle class friends. These people are all just for the rich people. You know, it's just basically rich versus poor in 2025 Ireland. So it's crazy. Let's watch this video quickly. But just to finish off that one, you know, he's true, guys. They're prancing princesses, or prancing princes, or prancing pricks, as I would call them, okay? They don't care about the issues actually at hand, guys. They only care about their own sort of agenda-driven EU narrative, and, you know, that's given to them by a piece of paper. The government hate us, and, you know, we're basically left on our own here. So let's listen to what Paul Murphy, the worst person in the Irish government, I mean, it's hard to kind of compare who's the worst, but he's one of the worst. Let's see what he says about the, you know, misinformation that was spread yesterday.
I see some looper was claiming that I'm objecting to an iPass centre near my house. It's like bizarre. They did a video. They went outside the house and everything. Did a video. It's nothing. They're just inventing an iPass centre. You know, to be mad about. It's not an iPass centre. There's no proposal for being an iPass centre. We're not opposing it being an iPass centre. It's bizarre. You know, so you just need to expose these people as the liars that they are, and then focus your attention on the government, those responsible for the problems people face in Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. Oh yeah.
See, when he says it's not proposed as an iPass centre, it's like a 12-story house. Like, he'll talk about it. It's a 12-story or 12-room property, which is just going to put people into it. But who does he think is going to be going into these properties that are derelict? They're not putting Irish people in these houses, guys. You know, it's everybody but Irish first. It's just crazy. Like, everybody knows this. And this isn't a left or right issue. This is just a Irish citizen first issue, you know?
There's a question, Robert. That's the place that some far-right looper is trying to say is an iPass centre. It's not planned to be an iPass centre. So these are houses quite close to where I live that we've been campaigning with residents for quite a while. It was derelict for ages and ages and ages, years and years. Crazy. You know, potentially a perfectly good house where people could be living in, just left derelict. We eventually got it on the derelict sites register, and then that seemed to provoke the old owner who left it derelict and empty to go and sell it. Now there's a new owner, great, everyone's happy, and now there's very strange planning permission put in, what seems like something like 9 bedrooms. It seems, to be honest, to be a mistake in the planning application.
What? What the hell is he talking about? So he just contradicted himself. So he's saying there's going to be 9 bedrooms. What did he say? 9 rooms? 9 bedrooms. What does 9 bedrooms seem to you? That is an iPass centre, or at least it's putting in refugees. Hardly 9 rooms in a hotel or in a sort of your own sort of house. How the hell does that make sense? Like, he's going to Airbnb 9 bedrooms. No, dude, that's going to be like an iPass or a rolling contract for like refugees or something.
Seems like something like 9 bedrooms. It seems, to be honest, to be a mistake in the planning application, but still there are strange things in terms of proposals for like the layout they have. There are like 16 places at 2 different dining tables, this kind of thing. So we've put in an observation about it, another resident.
What seems like
I
something
suspect
like
the
9
council will go
bedrooms.
back
It
looking
seems,
for
to be
more
honest, to be a mistake in the
information,
planning
because
application.
look, this
but
should
still,
be
there are strange
used
things in terms of
as accommodation
proposals
for people. This
the
should
layout
be
they have
a
in,
house
like,
or a house in a
16
granny flat, as it currently
places at 2
is.
different dining tables.
You notice how he
kind of
said
thing.
for people.
So
He
we
didn't
put in
say
an
for what kind of
observation
people.
about it
He didn't
and
say
other
for
residents
Irish people. He
have
said
done. I suspect
this
the council
should
will
be
go
used
back
for
looking for
accommodation
more
for people. So he just,
information.
there's no Ireland
Because
first movement. You know,
this should be
nobody in Ireland is
used
Ireland first. Nobody in the Irish government is
accommodation
Ireland
People, it
first.
should be
Nobody.
a house or a
We're
house in a granny
against,
flat, as it
obviously,
currently
turning it
is.
into
You know,
some sort of, overcrowded slum conditions. I think everyone would be against that.
Overcrowded slum conditions. So is he calling iPass centres slums now? Sounds pretty racist to me. The white
against,
Malteser is
obviously,
racist.
turning it into
So we'll see. If you go onto
some
the
sort of
just Google Title County Council planning
overcrowded
applications, you'll be able to go and see the
slum
plans
conditions,
and then see
I
the
think everyone
observations.
would be
I'm not
against
sure. I think our observation is
that.
online, but you'd be able to check it out there. Live down the road, seen the video. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the video is mad. I mean, I just think it's mad. Like, obviously someone got the letter that we sent out and decided that this is something to do with iPass, like, and decided to get mad about it. Like, it's nothing to do with iPass. It's bizarre.
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't trust any of these people. I'll just say that, guys. If he's saying it's not iPass, you can pretty much just go the opposite and you'll be right 99% of the time. Or at least 90% of the time.
Obviously someone
Anything the
got the letter that
government
we sent
say
out
or any of
and,
these officials
decided
say,
that this is something to do with iPass.
I just do the opposite and I'm right probably 90% of the time. So, yeah, listening to that, I mean, I guarantee it'll probably turn into or devolve into an iPass center of some sorts. I mean, I don't think that this D4 educated guy, I mean, I think he's going to pull a fast one. That's just my personal opinion, guys. I don't really know what's going to happen there. But that's normally what happens, guys. Once we trust these officials, it just starts to go downhill. But yeah, it's crazy to see John McGuirk getting so fired up at the beginning there. John McGuirk talks about how these people just aren't really for the people. They're not putting the country first. They're not having, any sort of idea what's going on here. They're kind of focused on other, foreign issues, so to speak. He said about the country in the Middle East. Those two countries in the Middle East, guys, we're focusing too much on that stuff. We need to focus on our own country, guys. And actually, because we're focusing so much on those other countries in the Middle East, what's happening is we're losing sight, and we're actually just taking away the effort and the money and everything, the focus on our own. You can't really help the rest of the world unless your own house and your own country is perfect, or at least near perfect. So let me know what you think about that, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the join link down below for just the price of a coffee, €3 per month. Help support me push back against the mainstream narrative. And we have like 12 members now, so I appreciate everybody. It's crazy. John McGuirk is correct, guys, and I see people getting pissed off now. This guy is a pretty level-headed guy. I'm constantly pissed off on my channel, but obviously we're trying to be professionals on the internet. So, there's always going to be debate of some sorts, but this is the attitude of most people have. Most people are pissed off every day because they see that the government are not for the people. They're focused on other issues that do not matter to us. And our country is falling to shit, turning into some sort of, dystopian universe, Mad Max style. So, yeah, I only see it going one way, and that's down, unless we do something right away. I'll see you guys all in the next one.